ॐ गुरुरेव घति गुरुमेव भजे गुरुनैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरुः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरो मम पाहि गुरो सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतः क्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेदमभेदकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकादराजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुस्तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेतः। सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः. We are saying Srimad Bhagavada Mahapurana. By the grace of Bhagavan Sri Hari, I was able to complete the explanation of the first 7 cantos. And by the grace of Bhagavan Sri Hari, I will begin this canto, that is the 8th canto. This 8th canto has 24 chapters. And this canto, that is the 8th canto, is very important as well as very interesting because many of the Leela avatars of Bhagavan are coming in this canto. In the beginning itself, the Gajendra Moksha is explained. Bhagavan Sri Hari and the Gajendra, the lordly elephant Gajendra, that story is explained. Then comes the churning of the Milky Ocean, the emergence of the Kalakuta Visha, Bhagavan Sri Parameshwara drinking that Kalakuta Visha, and the avatar of Mohini Avatara. Then the Vamana Avatara and Mahabali, King Satyavrata, and the Matsya Avatara of Bhagavan. So all these are explained in this chapter with very beautiful, meaningful hints. So by the blessing of Bhagavan Sri Hari and my gurus, I will begin this chapter. King Parikshit now requests to sage Shukha Brahmarshi that, Shri Rishi, you have explained to me about the life and the period of the Swayambhuva Manu, his children and his grandchildren. Now, please explain to me the life and the period of the other Manus also, other Manus in this Kalpa. Sage Shukha Brahmarishi said that in this Kalpa, that is in this cosmic cycle, 6 Manmantras were over. And the first Manu to rule this world is Swayambhuva Manu and his wife Shatarupa. Only in his period, the many rishis, the devas, the prajapatis, and all the other species, they were born. Swayambhuva Manu and Shatarupa's one of his famous daughters was Devahuti, and her son was Kapila Bhagavan. That is the famous avatar of Bhagavan Sri Hari. In that avatar only, Kapila Bhagavan propagated the Sankhya philosophy. So that was the life of Swayambhuva Manu and Shatarupa, and we have also seen the other children and their life also in the previous canto. After enjoying this worldly life for such a long time, ruling this world for such a long time, Swayambhuva Manu felt some aversion towards this worldly life. So he decided to take the Vanaprastha way of life. So he, Shatarupa and Swayambhuva Manu, they both decided to go to the forest, renouncing this worldly life. They went to the forest and Swayambhuva Manu, he did severe austerities to unite his individual self with the universal self. He did many austerities, standing on one leg for nearly 100 years. And he worshipped Bhagavan by repeating this hymn, that is perfectly understanding Bhagavan. And he tried to unite his individual self with that universal self. And he was doing tapas on the banks of the river Sunanda. And he repeated this hymn continuously. मनुरुवाच येन चेतयते विश्वं विश्वं चेतयतेनयं यो जागर्तिशयानेऽस्मिन् नायन्तं वेद वेदसः. Because of this supreme consciousness, because of that supreme consciousness, this world is conscious, or otherwise this world will be inert. He is Swayam Prahasha, that is self-luminous awareness. He is aware of all everything, and he is aware even when the world is asleep. Everyone do not know him, but he knows everything and everyone. Atma vasyamitam vishwam yat kinchit jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bunchitha magrida kasya svidhanam. Everything in this world is pervaded by that consciousness. So, what all we have as wealth or any luxuries or whatever it is his wealth. We are enjoying it. It is given to us by him according to our prarabdha karmas. He doesn't have any preferences. According to our prarabdha karma, he gives all that luxuries and wealth and everything. So, Manu says that one should not covet over the wealth of the others or steal others' wealth, because actually we are stealing or desiring for the wealth of Bhagavan. This entire world is his wealth. So one must have that thought in mind. Yam na pashyadi pashyantam chakshuryasya narishyati tam bhuda nilayam devam suparnamupadavatha. He who sees everything, but none can see him. Yamna pashyati pashyantam. He, that supreme consciousness, is unfailing even when the individual consciousness arises and subsides according to the mind, moods of the mind. We are not always conscious, isn't it? Sometimes we are conscious, very much conscious, well aware, and sometimes we are dull, sometimes we are not aware itself, because that individual consciousness is so much identified or attached with the mind. When the mind is fresh, our consciousness is very well. When the mind is dull, the consciousness is also dull. When the mind sleeps in the night, there is no consciousness. So, according to the moods of the mind, the states of the mind, the consciousness also will vary. But this consciousness, that supreme consciousness, is unfailing. It is not like the individual consciousness. It is that supreme being. It is unaffected by the changes in the world or the changes in the mind or the person. It is not affected by Maya. Nayasyadhyantam madhyam cha swaparonantaram bahihi vishwasyamuni yat yasmat vishwam cha tadridham agadam. He for whom, that is this consciousness, does not have a beginning or end, adi or antam, and it doesn't have a middle part also, and it is not very near or alien. It is not inside as well as outside. It is the source of this universe as well as the universe itself. It is that Paramatma. It is the truth, the all-inclusive being, that supreme consciousness. See, these paradoxical statements add beauty to Vedanta. He is neither inside nor outside. He is known and unknown. So all these paradoxical statements are very famous in Upanishads. And these paradoxical statements add beauty to this Vedanta itself. Brahman is explained in that way, and Brahma Sutra explains all these paradoxical statements. So that is the beauty of Vedanta, the way of explaining Brahman by the great rishis. Savishvakaya puruhuta ishaha satya swayam jodirajaha puranaha dattesya janmadhyajayatma shaktya tam vidyayodasya niriha aste. Bhagavan, he is the inner pervader. He is the pervading the whole universe. Vishwakayaha. This whole universe is his body. Vishwakaya, whole universe is body. Puruhutaka, has infinite names because he has the name of all the forms. He pervades in all the forms. So he is every form, every other form. He is Satyaha, truth. Swayam Jyotihi, Swayam Prakasha, that is self-luminous, self-revealing consciousness. Ajaha, birthless, Puranaka, ancient and ever-existing. By his inherent power, Maya, he creates, maintains, and dissolves this universe. And by his knowledge, he is unaffected and not attached with this world also. He creates this world. This world is his creation, that is created by his power, Maya, but he remains unattached towards this world. That is because of his intelligence. He is pure intelligence. He transcends Maya, and he is not disturbed by its change, or he is not unaffected by anything. He is not affected by anything. He is the supreme consciousness. He always works, but he is not bound by it. We all, when we work, we are bound by it because we expect something from our work. He doesn't expect anything. And that is mainly because he has that inherent bliss in him. We do not have that bliss. We fail to attach with that bliss. We too have that inherent bliss in us. But when we constantly identify with that mind, then we cannot realize that bliss. But Bhagavan, he has that inherent bliss in him. So he do not want any satisfaction from the work he do. That's why Bhagavan Krishna itself said that there is no need for me, Arjuna, to do any work in this world because I know everything and I am satisfied always. I am a content person. I do not want any credit or merit for the work I do in this world, but still I do because I want the people to follow me, he says in Bhagavad Gita. Tamiha manam nirahankritam buddham nirashisham purnamananya choditam नृञ्चीक्षयन्तं निजवत्मसंस्थितं प्रभुं प्रपद्ये किल धर्मभावनम्. I take refuge, Manu says, I take refuge in that Lord who gave shelter for Lord Brahma himself. I take refuge in him, and he does action according to the different incarnations. He is all knowing. He does not have any individual ego. He is self satisfied, free from all the desires. He has mastery over everything. He is the one and only teacher, perfect teacher and guide for all the beings. He is the source of Dharma. I take refuge in him. Like this, continuously, Swayambhuva Manu, standing on one leg for many, many years, he worshipped Bhagavan with his very beautiful hymn. When Swayambhuva Manu said this prayer and worshipped Bhagavan, many asuras and rakshasas tried to disturb him. But they were all driven off by Bhagavan taking avatar as the Yajnamurti and his sons, the Yamas. He was completely protected during his tapas period. So after all doing tapas, Swayambhuva Manu, individual consciousness merged with the universal consciousness. So that was the life of Swayambhuva Manu. The next Manu was Surochisha Manu, and he ruled for some manvantras. And after that, Uttama, he became the Manu. He was the Uttama, was the third Manu, and the fourth Manu was Tamasa. During the period of Tamasa only, Bhagavan Sri Hari protected the lordly elephant Gajendra. So now we will see how Gajendra was protected by Bhagavan Sri Hari. And there was a very beautiful mountain called Trikuta mountain. It was so big, Bhagavada says it is 10 yojanas in width, 10,000 yojanas in width, 10,000 yojanas in height. It was such a huge, big mountain. One yojana itself will go to 12, I think it's 10 to 12 kilometers. So we can imagine the huge mountain, the width and the height of the huge mountain. And that mountain was so rich with all the gems. Many of the rocks of that mountain were completely emerald rocks, rocks of ruby, and like this precious stones. So that mountain itself was so rich and so beautiful also. That mountain had many, many gardens filled with rare flowers like Kumuda trees, Ashoka trees, Champaka tree, like that. And it had many, many gardens, very beautiful gardens, and many lakes also. And the lakes were filled with aquatic creatures as well as aquatic flowers like lotus, lily, saugandhika, like this, many kumuda. These are all aquatic plants. And it was also filled with many aquatic creatures also. And it was surrounded by very beautiful trees, flowers. Always that place was filled with that fragrance of the flowers, the chirping of the birds, the honeybees, buzzing of the honeybees, because so many honey flowers are there. So it cannot be described. It is so par excellence, we say that. And many shlokas in Bhagavata explain the beauty of this lake, the gardens, and the Trikuta mountain itself. It was a very beautiful mountain with many beautiful lakes and gardens. And there was a very many lakes. There was a very lordly elephant, Gajendra. He always go with the cows and break the branches of the trees. It often go inside the lake, sprinkle water on it, have bath in that lake, come out, and then roam on that forest, pluck some fruits, give it to the cows, and it also will eat it. So it was happy life for Gajendra and all the elephants following it. One day it was very hot season, hot during that day, and Gajendra, along with the cows, he just entered in that lake and submerged itself in the water. And it was doing all the water sports with the cows. It was sprinkling water on each other, playing for some time, having bath. And it is the routine of the elephants to have bath, come to the land and sprinkle some sand on them. So like that, Gajendra drank water, sprinkled water on each other, played for a long time. And then when he tried to come out of the lake, someone or something was pulling his leg, one of his leg. He tried to pull it, but he cannot. When he saw an infuriated crocodile was gripping the one leg of the Gajendra elephant. That grip was so tight that Gajendra could not release his legs from the grip of the crocodile. It was such an infuriated crocodile. He tried his best. It was only a tug of war. When the elephant will pull its leg, the crocodile will pull it back. So all the cows, they came and helped Gajendra to come out of the water. It is still inside the water. All the cows, they climbed to the banks of the lake. But Gajendra is still in the water. When he tried it, all the cows, they tried to pull Gajendra out of the lake. They could not. And many friends of Gajendra came, tried to pull him out of the lake. They all failed. So this tug of war was going on for a long time, and Bhagavata says the tug of war went for 1,000 years. And by that time, all the celestial beings, all the Apsaras, Gandharvas, Devas, everyone they watched. What is it? For 1,000 years, will there be any tug of war? What is this? Is there no end for this? They all were surprised and they were all standing on the sky and seeing the Gajendra fighting with the crocodile. Whenever the Gajendra pull it, the crocodile will pull it back. Sometimes when the crocodile is absent-minded, the Gajendra can pull their legs off immediately, isn't it? But the crocodile was so aware that it will not leave the leg of Gajendra. And it went on for this tug of war, went on for 1,000 years. And Gajendra realized that it is not the grip of the crocodile. I am in the grip of destiny. And realizing it, Gajendra said, Namami me jyatam aturanga kudakarinya prabhavanti mochitum grahena pashena vidhaduravritopyaham chatam yami paramparayanam. My friends, they were not able to release me from the grip of this crocodile. The cows were more worse than that. No one can help me, so it must be destiny, or otherwise, someone would have pulled me out of this water. And day by day, this Gajendra is becoming weak because the crocodile is operating from its own territory, that is water. But water is not the territory of any elephant. If the land is its territory, it will just go in on the lake and drink water. That's all. So the elephant is becoming, Gajendra is becoming weak day by day. And it said that no one can release me from the grip of this crocodile. It must be the grip of destiny. I take shelter in that Bhagavan who gave refuge to, who gave shelter to Brahma, even Lord Brahma, even. He gives a shelter to all beings. So I seek refuge in him, said the lordly elephant, and worshipped Bhagavan with a very beautiful hymn, that is the Gajendra Stuti, which we will see in my next upload. ॐ नमो नारायणाखिलगुरो भगवन् नमस्ते ॐ श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु